Hi everybody, this is Cheryl. Welcome to Tipsy Tuesday. Well, you guys finally got the idea, and boy, did you really give the tips. That's what I've been wanting. I've been wanting you guys to share your tips so that I can share them with you all, and we all learn from each other. All right, so let's go to episode 12, which was our last viewers edition. And Palmetto Prepared had referenced one of the vinegar episodes, and he said to dissolve salt in vinegar and then use that solution to dissolve the green corrosion off of copper, such as copper pennies. You can actually clean copper pennies that way. Colest Enoch had a fairly good sized comment and had suggested several things, storing bulk food in jars and then reusing the bulk food bags. A few other tips along those same lines. But the one that I took out of her comment was making a braided rag rug. Those of us that remember growing up, the braided rag rugs were very popular, and I had actually planned on showing you how to make a braided rag rug and in a future video. And so when I saw her comment, it really popped out, because I was like, oh yeah, that's something I planned on doing. That's so cool. The next one was also in reference to the vinegar episodes, and the reference was when I talked about, someone had left a comment about killing the weeds that come up through cracks in concrete using vinegar. And she actually left a comment along with a link for being careful not to kill wild lettuce. Now, Kevin Moore, fan 33, if you go to episode 12, scroll down and find the comment, Kevin Moore, fan 33, and find that link. It will tell you, it'll link you up to an article that will talk about wild lettuce. It's a powerful painkiller, and it will tell you all kinds of uses that you can use the wild lettuce for. Very good article. So episode 12, which is the last viewers edition, Kevin Moore, fan 33. Okay, now on to episode 13, which was the prepping storage containers, and this was a very popular one. A lot of comments on it. 307 JOAT said that the 3M brand of electrical tape, actually they come in a container, a plastic container, and you can use that plastic container to make mini kits with, mini fishing kits, fire starter kits, that kind of thing. Liberty Gardens said at Home Depot in the tool department, you can actually buy a map document bag for about $3.50 that you can put your maps, your important papers in, that kind of stuff. And when you put it in your bug out bag, it will actually keep it dry, keep them clean, keep them from being damaged. Okay, now Soggy Bottom Homestead had actually commented about these containers, these Beneful moist dog food containers. These are very nice containers, and she actually sent me some. I done a video, a mail call video, showing that I had gotten these, and we're actually going to do a video showing what we're going to do with some of these containers. Now, I also showed in that video these bags that you can go to the craft department in where the jewelry supplies, jewelry making supplies are, and you can get these bags that come in little tiny bags right up to bigger bags. Now, the reason I bring these up is because Mad Dog Survival had pointed out that these containers, you want to be really careful about plastic containers and make sure that they are actually food grade containers. If they are not food grade, what they use to make these containers could actually leach into your food. Okay, so make sure that you're using food grade containers for storing food. And I thank Mad Dog Survival for pointing that out. Now, for these particular containers, I could not confirm that either one of these was food grade. I could not confirm it. However, this did have dog food in it, and these bags are the same type of bags that's used for, bless you, the same types of bags used for like the Ziploc food storage bags. So I'll just leave that one at that. Now, Grim Adventures, Bushcraft and Hiking had mentioned that you can actually buy Altoid style tins on Amazon. That you just go to Amazon and you type in metal tin, and you will find all kinds of tins. You can get the Altoid style tins, you can get square ones, you can get round ones, you can get bigger ones, you can get smaller ones. You can even get the kind that are like this where they open up at the top. They have a variety of them. He said there are 20 for you can get 20 of them for about $20. I actually bought 24 of these for $17. So they are very reasonably priced. Now, they're identical to an Altoids tin. As you can see, that's a regular Altoids tin. Same size, okay, same size, and everything. There's only one difference. On this tin, when it's opened, you can see that it sits flat. It's solid across there. On the Altoids tin, the lid actually has this gap, okay, and it angles. And I'll put them here side by side so you can see them, okay. So the lid on this is actually deeper than on the Altoids tin, and it actually sits flat, okay. That's the only difference I found in these tins, okay. Now, the other thing I was looking for was Uncle Al from Die Bullfrog 79 had actually sent me some little bottles, and I was trying to find those little bottles. Now, I did find some, but they're a little bit bigger than the ones he sent me. Now, they are the screw-on lid glass bottles, okay. On the tins, I had typed in metal tins. On these, I had typed in mini jar. You can also search essence oil jars, and you will have these come up. Now, like I said, this one's a little bit bigger than I had actually wanted. Now, the other one I found was these little plastic ones. Now, the problem with these little plastic ones is, number one, I don't know if they're food grade. I could not find out. The other thing is, it has a pop-on lid. Now, I got a big bag of these for a very reasonable price. They're very well priced. But some of these lids are kind of loose, so it wasn't quite what I was hoping for. Now, on those little jars, you can see they do fit into an Altoids style tin. The problem is you can only fit 3. I could not get 4 in there. Now, I put the little plastic one in there so you can see the difference, but I couldn't fit 4 in there. Now, it's still going to work. I'm still going to be able to do what I wanted to do with them, but And you can find them online. So, and they have other styles too. They have other types of jars too. So, now the other thing with the Altoids 10 that Prescott Caliber Club had mentioned is if you are concerned about noise when you're packing your bug out bag, you want to be careful of the tents, because anything that's not packed in there tight is going to make noise. Okay, that is one thing you need to take into consideration when you're packing your bug out bag. If you want it to be a quiet bag, be aware of the tents. All right, now there was one other comment on there. It was by Marilyn Matthews. Now, she left a very, very good comment, and she had a lot of ideas in her comment. I suggest you go to episode 13, Prepping Storage Containers, and scroll down, find Marilyn Matthews' comment and read it, because she's got a ton of ideas in there. Coffee cans. One of the things when I was growing up was you go on a road trip and Mom would take a coffee can, stick a roll of toilet paper in it, and throw it in the back. I'll leave it at that. You can figure out what that was for. The other thing that she mentioned about coffee cans was you take a roll of paper towels and you cut them in half so it's a shorter towel, and put it in a coffee can, and store it in your car. Now, remember, coffee cans, the metal coffee cans are hard to find nowadays. The plastic coffee cans, a lot of times the lids are kind of loose on them, so you're not going to get a good tight seal on them. And any other coffee cans that you find, most of the time they're cardboard. So be cautious about what you get for coffee cans. Okay. Now, she also talked about dollar pencil cases. She talked about making a first aid kit. She also talked about putting her stuff from the glove box into a $1 pencil box to organize your glove box. We do have some $1 pencil boxes that we're going to show you later on, that how we have our system set up using dollar pencil boxes. The next container she talked about was the peanut butter jars. Now, she's talking about the great big ones, okay? But you can make a first aid kit out of them. You can use them to take the stuff from your console and put them in there, a mini hairbrush, hair ties, wet wipes, tissues, that kind of stuff you find, your sunglasses, stuff you find in your console. The other thing is use them for snacks, and that's a handy idea. Now, the other thing she mentioned about snacks were these plastic containers. With those, you can make a snack box out of it. You can put bottled water in it. You can make a dog travel kit with extra leashes and food and bowls and different things like that. You can make a cat box out of it. A litter, you can use it for a litter box as well. Snack box, lunch box, a lot of different things. The thing of it is with these is they actually slide under your car seat, so they're out of the way. Okay, so episode 13, Prepping Storage Containers, Marilyn Matthews. Go check out that comment. It was chock full of ideas, trust me. Okay, so episode 14. This was my storage container, my storage unit, and I had talked about in the storage unit, I had planned on building a wooden table and then having another one set on top of it, so you'd have tiers and use up the dead space in your storage unit. Well, she had mentioned, Marilyn Matthews, her and I had a very long, very good conversation, and she talked about how she had used the 35-gallon trash cans on wheels, and they had the locking lids, and how she had stored things like bulky bedding, like pillows and comforters, and the bigger bedding, camping gear like tents and sleeping bags, and the bigger, bulkier camping gear. She also talked about putting a contractor's trash can liner in it, and putting your out of season gardening supplies like your extra compost or your potting soil, your gardening tools, that kind of stuff inside this, and storing your stuff in there like that. And because they're on wheels, they're easy to pull around. And so my idea is I am going to do the same thing, but that bottom tier is going to be tall enough that these trash cans can be pushed under it. And so I'll be able to store more stuff underneath that bottom tier. And then I can still put my totes up on the other tiers. They just won't be as tall. They'll just be tall enough for my totes to fit in. Okay? So same idea, it's just that bottom tier is going to be a little bit higher up then. Now, she also talked about the galvanized trash cans, and storing extra prepping supplies in them, first aid, hygiene, Mylar bags of food, that kind of stuff. One of those galvanized trash cans can hold 2 30-pound bags of dog food. So, for me, that's a big bonus. Now, the problem with it, they're not on wheels. So what you can do is you can go to the garden center, and you can find these. They're almost like a little mini cart. They're just a wire thing that's on, not wire, that's like really heavy wire on wheels. And they are made to set a potted plant, a big potted plant on. So you can roll your potted plant around. So if you buy those, and they come in all sizes from little bitty on up, and you buy one of those, you put the galvanized trash can on it, and you can push it around. Okay, so that was very helpful right there. So episode 14, the storage, Marilyn Matthews. So check out that conversation that her and I had. Okay, Creative Redundancy had done a comment, and he said that putting desk or dressers with drawers in it. And yes, I do have a couple of dressers I have planned on putting in my storage unit, so I would have the drawers that I could, store stuff in. He also suggested suitcases and bags. Now, some of my suitcases will have stuff packed in them, and some of my bags will have stuff packed in them and set on my shelves. So, very good suggestion there. Gotta Love Carpet Pythons had talked about how hard it is to actually get rid of stuff. So I got a couple of tips for that. Now, the first one is you make a deal with yourself. If you go out and you buy something, then you have to get rid of something. So if you buy a new shirt, you're going to have to get rid of one of your old shirts. Now, you're not adding to what you've got, and you're not taking away from what you got. You're keeping it at the same level. Okay, you're just changing what you've got. Okay. The other idea is, if you have something and I don't know if I want to get rid of it or not, bag it up. Put it in a bag, put it in a box, do something. Put it in a container, a closed container. Put it in your closet. Put it in your storage unit. Put it in your basement or attic. Put it out of sight. Put it out of mind. after a period of time, 6 months to a year, and it's still sitting there in that same box or bag, you take that box or bag, you do not open it, you do not look in it, you just simply take that box or bag, you go donate it. You go give it away. Okay, you get rid of it. Take it out of your house. Don't even look at it. Don't open it up. Just go get rid of it. Okay? And that will help you get rid of stuff. You know, if you miss it, that's one thing. But if you don't, time to get rid of it. Okay, so episode 15, we really didn't have any tips. That's the one I done with the tray that I had made. Episode 16, random kitchen stuff. Okay, Granny B said to place your cutting board on a damp towel or other cloth to keep your cutting board from slipping around while you're chopping up your food. Okay, excellent tip. Reaper Militia Outdoors said clean your grill with a half of a lemon. And that is a very good tip. As a matter of fact, we're going to be doing an episode with cleaning with lemon, because lemon is actually a very good cleaner. Okay. Wayne Beaver had asked the question on the tip I had given about putting spearmint gum in your flour to keep bugs out of it. He asked if you could use just regular spearmint leaves. Yes, you can use regular spearmint in your flour instead of the spearmint gum. Okay? Episode 17. It's the salt. Shit happens. He said softener salt spread over your asparagus patch early in the spring will help keep out the weeds, yet it will not do any damage to your asparagus. Okay. Palmetto Prepared said that he cleans his cast iron with sea salt and paper towels, and it will not damage your seasoning on your cast iron. He'll clean them up without doing damage. Lee Allstead said to use Himalayan pink salt in your salt inhalers for respiratory issues. Okay? Liberty Garden. Now, if you bite into a hot pepper and it's a little bit hotter than you expected, you just put a little bit of salt on the tip of your tongue, or rinse your mouth in warm salt water, and it'll take that hot out of your mouth. The salt actually neutralizes the acid from the hot peppers. Okay, so that is it for the tips that you all left. I warned you it was long, but you all are doing what I was hoping would happen. You're having a conversation. You're sharing your information. We are learning from each other, and that is what my whole purpose of Tipsy Tuesday was, that we share ideas, that we share information, that we learn from each other. And that's what's happening, and I'm just loving this to death. So don't stop. Y'all keep it up. We'll have a new topic next week, and I'm looking forward to more of your tips. All right, you have a good night. Talk to you later. Bye.